Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of professional development. Today we're going to talk about the latest changes to Ferpa. With Ferpa in the digital age, K-12 schools are having a difficult time keeping student data safe. Ferpa originated back in 1974 and needs to be updated to be secure in the digital age. Digital records filled out on apps are now outsourced to outside agencies, jeopardizing security of private information. Discussion of implementing new guidelines to protect private information is now on the table. Confusion. Data is flowing all over the place and it's difficult to know how it's being used. Educators, administrators, and parents are unsure of exactly how safeguards should be administered. Schools are trying to balance between protecting data with the safety of the school. Ferpa is out of touch with the digital age. Surveillance cameras. Cameras are commonplace in most schools today. Courts have scrutinized whether cameras violate privacy. Schools are to notify individuals that cameras are to be used in schools, and the public should be aware that they are likely to be recorded. Video recordings are acceptable, however, intercepting conversations is not. When parents ask to see video recordings, the school must provide it if the school is the one maintaining the recording. Let's be compliant. The yearly training we do every August is part of being compliant. Ferpa applies to public and charter schools. We need to choose third-party vendors that will be compliant with Ferpa guidelines. We need to encrypt files and emails to protect privacy. All employees must be aware if Ferpa applies to them in their job. A guide for parent and students. Records are kept on your student from preschool to 12th grade. Parents need to read everything that is sent home and choose to opt out if they don't want to be included in the directory. Parents should ask about photographs of their students. The records of homeschool students is not protected by Ferpa. Schools may withhold transcripts if fees are owed to the school. What are proper ways to destroy data? The data life cycle goes from capture, organize, utilize, manage, and destroy. Data destruction is difficult with information stored on computers, and it must be deleted with high technology assistance. CDs are destroyed by pulverizing them. Data destruction is not only electronic, but it's also on paper. Teacher's Guide to Understanding Ferpa. Parents are granted rights for their children. Ferpa applies to all schools that receive federal funding. Parents may review and inspect their students' records. Ferpa keeps a student's education record private. A teacher's written notes are not part of education records. School resource officers in Ferpa. A law enforcement officer is considered an employee of the school district, has access to student records. If a health or safety emergency exists, then records may be disclosed. Law enforcement officer is a police officer or security guard. An SRO serves as a police officer on campus. Enforcement notice. The U.S. Department of Education is committed to protecting student privacy. Parents or students may file a complaint with the department if deemed necessary. Ferpa needs to be able to resolve the complaints quickly. The majority of complaints are due to accidental disclosure of student records. Any student data submitted must be protected by the rules of Ferpa. According to our school district, the Topeka School Department is the law enforcement unit. Records kept by the police department do not fall under the education records of students protected by Ferpa, and the superintendent will develop regulations for release of information. And here are the references for the presentation. Thank you very much, and we'll see you this afternoon.